what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. You know, I started the channel so that I could share my passion, my love of cars with all of you. And what's been amazing about this experience and this journey that we're all on together is that some of Rady's Rides subscribers I've been able to meet in person. Well, one person in particular, Christian, has gone from being a subscriber to a person that got me connected at Tampa Honda to now a really, really great friend and someone that not only can I share my passion with him, but he also shares his passion with me. And now he's ready to share it with all of you. What we have is Christian's 2018 Subaru WRX STI. And like I've been telling you for a little over a year and a half now doing Rady's Rides, when it comes to Subarus and the WRX and the STI, no two are ever alike because Christian has been able to do some modifications to his own personal liking to make his stand out from the rest. So let's talk a little bit about Subaru history. Subaru's been selling cars here in North America since 1968. It wasn't until the introduction of the Impreza where you really start to see Americans loving, people here in the US loving the Subaru brand. Yes, they had the legacy. Yes, they ran the legacy in the World Rally Championship, but there was really something extra special about that Impreza, especially when they created the WRX and STI version of that car. Now, what's sad is we had to wait until 2002 to get a WRX here in the United States, and even a couple more years to get a STI, which it was 2004. But with the latest technology and styling, the WRX and the STI is still going strong. Some people are saying, hey, we need some major changes, but you know what? Sometimes when you got something good going on, maybe you don't need the most drastic change along the way. So let's go ahead and we're gonna focus on Christian's immaculate, that World Rally Blue WRX STI. Now, think about it, World Rally Blue. Why do they call it that color? Subaru got connected with a cigarette company going all the way back to the legacy days, to be honest with you. It was 555, 555 cigarettes. It's a British cigarette brand. That logo on that blue car just became synonymous with Subaru. You ask anybody around the world, when you think of the color blue, what car company goes with it? You're gonna get 99% of the people saying Subaru. Just like if I said red, what would you think of? Yes, Ferrari. So World Rally Blue, that name still holds true, and such a beautiful color on any year Subaru WRX STI, especially this one. So for 2018, this is where we start to see a little redesign from the 2015. This overall body shape came about in the year 2015, but they did a redesign. What they did was they went with full LED lights and DRLs up top. These are steering wheel assisted. So what that means is that when you turn the wheel, the light is gonna move in there. Subaru says that these lights are so bright and so much better than the old ones, they didn't need any fog lamps. So as you can see, they have a large fake grill here. Now there is some air that flows through here, but it doesn't go to actually cool anything. I wish they would have hooked up some actual duct brakes and not have made this so large. Make it a little bit smaller and use more of that beautiful blue. Now Christian decided he wanted a little bit more aggression from the front. So what he added was the STI lower lip spoiler. Not only does it look good, but it is functional to help get more air into the front intercooler and, into the front radiator. And if you have a front intercooler, if you modified it, it would also get air in there as well. STI, Subaru Technica International. That's the branch of Subaru that has done all their rallying, all their motorsports. And then of course that iconic Subaru logo. What I do like about the front of the 2018s is I like the large area that's flat black, and then they went with like a nice metallic black for the grille area and that nice cherry blossom color for the STI logo. It's because of all those cherry blossom trees over in Japan around the facility, believe it or not. As we go up under the hood, nothing is more iconic besides the wing in the back than the hood scoop. That is a functional hood scoop. So from the factory, you have the intercooler underneath that hood that's gonna help cool the air into that intercooler and bring it, just force feed it so it is functional. It's not just for show. And that is something that, because of the boxer engine, the flat 4, the engine sits lower in the chassis and that intercooler could be placed there. Now, is it the most optimal place? No, because you are going to get some heat soak. That's why some people switch to a front mount intercooler like the actual World Rally cars run. Now, as we come around the bend here, first time for 2018, 19-inch wheel. I love the design. You have these day glow yellow 6-piston calipers. This is the first time, 19-inch wheel, first time for the Brembo 6-piston caliper, and you can see the cross-drilled, fully ventilated rotors. That's going to make sure that this Subaru stops on a dime every time and gives you change back. I promise you that. There's actually a coin slot right here where change kicks out as you're stopping. I love on Subaru products, the flared out fender really gives it that nice rally car look. I'm gonna have Tom swing around, show you how the fender's flared out, and I'm also gonna show you another modification, those Rally Armor mud flaps. Those things are run by rally teams across the world. Christian wanted to add them to his. One other thing you're probably saying, hey Joe, has this Subaru been lowered? Yes, it is sitting on a tan lowering system. They are total suspension front and rear to help drop it about 1.5 inches, and they are adjustable. So it's full coilovers done right by a great company. As we go down the side, you can see he's added the side sill extension. That is an actual STI part that you could order from their parts catalog. One thing that's been a sort of sore spot with the 2015 design is how tall the windows are and the roof is. I wish it was just a little bit shorter. You know, going back to the 90s or the early 2000s, the STI and the WRX were much smaller. This is a little bit larger, but you know what? Underneath all that is going to be that wonderful full-time all-wheel drive system. And then of course, with the STI, you get the computer-controlled center diff, where you could send more power to the front or more power to the rear. Speaking of the rear, as we work our way to the back, you can see that flared out rear fender. And then to wrap out the back of this car, Christian has done some changes. The massive STI rear spoiler, he's added the gurney flap. This is a functional piece. He's also added the parent dividers in between the two main posts of that STI wing. Fully functional, love the look. As we drop down, he decided to smoke out the turn signals and the reverse lights. Nice touch. And then check out the exhaust that he's running. It's that AWE tuning. This is a catback exhaust system. Inside, he's also running a Cobb access port with a Stage 2 Plus tune. Also, check out this. I wish that it would come like this from the factory. He's added the Subi Speed third brake light down here and fog light. Looks really good with the diffuser, and I think that AW exhaust was perfect. I like the quad tips, and I like the way they extend past the diffuser. Very nice finished touch, but why don't we go ahead and pop the hood and check out what's lurking underneath that hood of the STI. All right, guys, here we are. Hood is popped. Like I said, that's a 2.5 liter flat 4 engine. Stock, the engine is producing 305 horsepower, but Christian has done some extra things to it. Nothing major. This is just stage 1. If you look, he's added the Cusco strut tower brace. You could also see at the top of the shock mounts here, those coilovers that he's running to help give him that drop in height, but also give him some great handling. It's a great company to deal with. Also, a big change you'll notice, he's running the Cobb SF intake system. I really think this intake system is so clean. It looks factory installed, and with that special tune that he's running on his Cobb Access Sport, he's going to make sure that he gets the right type of fueling, and he's going to get a little bit increase in horsepower. This is nothing that's going to add 200 horsepower or anything, but it's going to give you a better running Subaru, because guess what? From the factory, that factory tune, to meet the restrictions of noise and fuel economy and everything else, it's not really the greatest tune, and that's why so many people get the Cobb Access Sport and go and get theirs professionally tuned to make sure that theirs are going to run great. But if you're ready, I'm ready to hear what this thing sounds like. Let's go ahead and fire up this flat 4. Guys, we're in Christian's 2018 Subaru WRX STI rolling on throttle. Nice. The sound from that AWE track exhaust, it's just it's a catback system. It's not a full turbo back system, but boy, the sound is amazing. It makes me want to have an eargasm. I just had Tom give me 2 tissues, so one for each ear, because the sound is that good. Being in a Subaru, you know, I'm debating going back to a Subaru, so every time I get into one of these STIs, it reminds me of why I originally became a fan of these cars. They're so great to drive, especially when you have the mods. Here we go. I tell you, the coilovers on this car, drop it to where it really looks amazing, and you know what? You're getting that extra performance as well. So smooth over the bumps, over the transitions, and this thing pulls all the way to redline. And another thing I want to point out, no dip in the power curve whatsoever. So I'm really digging that, and the sound is just, I can listen to this all day long. Especially that extra intake sound that we're getting from the Cobb SF system, and just overall the all-wheel drive control. I love the thickness of the steering wheel. He's running a Cobb shift knob, which is nice and weighted, so that's really, you'd be surprised, a weighted shift knob actually helps with the throws of the gearbox. And a Subaru gearbox has some amazing throws to it. Very, very nice, short, crisp, very mechanical. There's not a lot of other cars that have that same experience. All right, guys, going through this little roundabout here. The sound, though, just being in second gear, obviously got to go slow over the speed bumps here. Nicely done. Leaving in second. On the brakes feel great. Handles wonderful. Another speed hump, so we're slowing down. Easy peasy. I mean, that coilover suspension, I'm telling you, I'm singing its praise because it's amazing. Handles so flat, so well. Really, really nice. Christian has definitely set up this Subaru like no other STI before it. Very flat, I'm telling you, with the way that it's set up, you don't get any body rolls whatsoever. Everything stays nice and flat, and that's what you want. Already you're getting great feedback in any STI from the front wheels, and with the all-wheel drive, it's just, you're so secure to the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in sport sharp. Nice and smooth, very, very nice. Gearbox is amazing. I miss an STI gearbox, I really do. I'm telling you, the little extra mods that Christian has done to this Subaru has really made it a pleasure to drive, and I'm just honored for him to let me borrow his baby for the channel and share it with all of you. You know, this is what it's all about for me, is being able to take the passion, share it with others, and then get these great opportunities to drive cars that people love, have put their blood, sweat, tears, and dollars into, and be able to share the experience with you. But overall, I think that this was a perfect setup for this Subaru, and I really, really think that the things that Christian has done has really made it even perform on a higher level, extra special, look great, and just drive amazing. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I know Christian wants his baby back. I promised him that I wouldn't take it from him and drive it back to my house, but we're gonna wrap this one up and I'll see you in a split second. All right guys, it's been an amazing time with this Subaru WRX STI. Definitely gotta give a huge thank you and a shout out to Christian for not only being a subscriber, not only being a friend, not only helping me get access to all the different Hondas at Tampa Honda where he works, but allowing me to enjoy his WRX STI, his baby. It just makes me want to get another STI of my own. And I'm not talking about the STI that you get in health class, that we talked about in health class, not that STI, a WRX STI. But to me, this is what being a car enthusiast is all about, sharing the love, sharing the cars, sharing the drive. If these are the things that you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Check out all my different social media. If you want to help us out here on Rady's Rides, keep bringing you great content, click the link in the description. It takes you right to Spreadshirt. Get yourself some merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, working the camera, doing this thing. Wonderful thing, Tom. Good luck with all your powerlifting and all your different ways that you show people your great photo abilities on Instagram. Check them out on Instagram at Mosh Photos. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.